Well, hello everyone, and welcome back. I'm Otaku Gear, and I do have to tell you guys I've also got a Twitch created now. It's dark in here. Let's see if this helps any. For now, I'll take my glasses off and try and adjust things, but right now I do have a Twitch created. I did a single round of Overwatch this evening. I would have went more, but the issue I had was a lot of frame rate loss. So I got to look into that. Maybe I just had too much open at once, who knows. But we will try and fix that. And what I was planning on doing for my video here, as well as apologize for not posting when I said I would. I know I said I had a schedule, and I did have it written down, but I just, well, there was a lot of things that had happened, so that didn't, I guess that would be the best way to put it. But what I'm planning on doing, is going over one of my very first videos. I'll be going over the first stream I did with a game, and it's Dead by Daylight. So we'll see. We'll go through it, and I won't need this here. But what I will end up doing is trying to look for mistakes I'd made, see where I can improve, and see what I have already improved on, and compare how I play it now in comparison to how I used to, which means that here soon I will be doing another Dead by Daylight video, and we will probably have a comparison between the two on here, so we'll see how this goes. But hopefully everything will go well, and we will see an improvement on my gameplay. I do believe this was the only video I had edited, so we will also see if that is the case eventually. I do know I didn't excuse me, I didn't really understand the PlayStation's editor for recorded video, so it did not turn out the best in my opinion. So I didn't do very much. I added more to it than I should have, in my opinion. But we shall see, and let's go ahead and jump right on into it. I'm going to correct my neck and get my glasses back on, take a drink, and let's see what we have going on here. And right off the bat, I tried to use the eeriest intro they had on the editor. I'll have the sound on, I guess. Obviously, very cheesy. It was through Share Factory that I edited it. Is that a word? Edited it. Right off to a cheesy start. I am Otaku Gear, and we are accompanied by. Also, you couldn't hear K-Ray in it. Her mic wasn't picking her up very well, or her volume was turned down. Also, I noticed you can't hardly hear Lord Vane in there as much as some of our videos. You can hear him very well. And in this one, you can't hardly hear him. He's kind of off in the background in the distance. Sounds like he's... yeah, it sounds like he's kind of out in the distance talking. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification button. But, we'll see what comes of it. I'm going to just keep this going through here because we did wait a little while. So I'm going to up on the head. I think we had a connection error. And I think, let's see, yeah, I switched back to Survivor. The killer on the first round is Lord Vane, whom is also on a YouTube channel. What we got going on here, going through a setup, trying to, which I think was a part of my problem early on, was I put several perks on that didn't complement each other, and it was more of a, I wasn't able to be very precise in my choosing. Now what we did, by the way, is we were in a custom game, just the three of us, and we just rotate turns on who would be killer, who would be the survivors. And thank you for joining in. If you feel like it, let me know what you think of how I'd done in this Dead by Daylight. This was my first Dead by Daylight stream. And just pop on into the live chat, let me know something, and I will let this keep going. But I get pretty focused, and I am trying not to swear. Alright, so yeah, back then, I was trying to make it safe for children. It was very hard for me to try not to swear and try not to cuss, especially when I'm not the killer, because they would get the jump on me. And well, all hell broke loose, to be honest. But I do plan on going through, and I might do a few reviews. Thank you for the like. But I intend to, what this video is about is me going back and seeing how I was playing then in comparison to how I'm playing now. And I will do another Dead by Daylight video here eventually, and we will kind of do a comparison, because what I'm going to probably do is end up doing a recording of it. That way it doesn't have the chat thing on the side there and whatnot, but that's besides the point. Okay, we're all getting readied up. I'm going to go ahead and turn up the volume and see if we can. Okay, never mind. I'm doing voices. But do it. My horrible impersonation of Emperor Palpatine. Oh well. You're looking forward to it or not? I know there's been some. Alright, and there we go. Complications with so Disney taking over. One thing I did bring up, I think, in here is maybe I didn't say nothing in this one, but I know every now and again, in custom matches at least, it will tell you who you're facing as a survivor. Sometimes, most of the time, it'll tell you who the killer is. Unfortunately, it doesn't show up for everyone, so it's something you can either share with your friends at the expense of the killer knowing that you are aware of who he is. Sorry. And for some reason we were talking about Star Wars, and I don't remember if we were talking about what came out to be Rise of Skywalker and my ideas, but the match started here. Obviously I chose Bill. I do have a question for anybody. Does anybody have a light? It doesn't look like Bill's cigarette's lit. Alright, yeah, I'm having a little joke, trying to make jokes, which I'm not very good at to begin with, but we'll see exactly how everything goes. And let's see what we got going on here. I haven't seen anybody yet or run across a generator as of this moment. I just slipped it. I do like the firecracker because you can drop it and hopefully, yes, it's still risky, but you don't have to stand in one spot and try and blind the killer with the flashlight. It's a lot easier to blind them with a cracker. than it is to blind them with the.
Right.
Okay, found a generator. Good so far. Haven't seen the killer, but it being Ghostface doesn't mean he hadn't seen me. And if I'm not mistaken, he catches me here. If you'll watch up towards the weeds, I just tried to point. But if you watch in the background behind the generator, I think I see him start moving through there, if I'm remembering right.
Was it me?
Because I know I did not last long. In most of the custom games, I don't usually last too long. But I'm doing better in that because I'm not running around like a mad person as much. Still happens, but not as often.
That's creepy.
Okay, yeah, the weeds behind me. That's where he gets me there. See, and I edited that. It was supposed to be like a heartbeat there. It had audio tracks you could use, which I made a mistake here because I didn't pay attention to where he was.
Oh God.
So that's where I messed up there. And as you could see, I did a little bit of editing there. The music I liked, turn back time because I got caught.
Hey, before you put me up there.
And it had kind of a upbeat pace to it. But regardless of that, I mean, I think the editing I could use a lot of work on, or maybe I need to find somebody to do editing for me. Maybe that would help me out a lot better than trying to do it myself. K-Ray had just fixed a generator.
But it's a bad habit.
And here I'm just trying to, because I'm a smoker myself, so when I was making those jokes, I'm like, oh yeah, don't start doing that because it's a bad habit and all that. But okay, I got pulled off the hook, and immediately I pretty much go down again. Yeah. Start trying to heal myself. He just comes booking it around the corner at 80 miles an hour. But back on the hook I go. So like I have improved. When we do custom matches, I don't get as I don't get caught as much.
She escaped.
Also, I like to try deception as a way to get to them, which they also have figured out very quickly that a lot of the time I'm not telling the truth, and some of the times I do, so it's hard for them to tell. But most of the time I don't. I'm giving away my secrets here, dagnabbit. But, and he's right there.
No,
Okay, I'm down for the third time there.
Blind him, kills. Blind him.
And,
Flash your high beams.
after I get hooked, I started spectating Kelsey. Because I've already said her name in my channel before. K-Ray, Kels. But we will see what happens here, because I remember...
Oh, God. Uh-oh.
If I remember right, neither one of us made it out that time. This game.
Oh, no.
We'll see.
I don't know if you are intentionally missing or... Oh, God. Well, it was a good run.
Alright, so I take it that's the end of it there, so let's go ahead and jump on into when I became the killer. I was trying Legion, which I also am not very good with Legion either, so we're going to both do Survivor and the Killers, see how I do with each. And that's another thing, I don't think the thing that increases the fog, the mist, the dark mist, or whatever it's called. I don't know if that's actually useful or not. Like, I can understand it being useful in certain situations on certain maps, maybe where it's a little darker. But also thinking about it, I just knocked over my fan. I got a fan under my desk because my legs are sunburned and bugging me, so I got a fan blowing on my shins. I can skip the loading screens now. Yay. Okay. Now we'll see how I did as the killer. I used Legion due to the speed and all of that. The being able to maneuver like a survivor. Let's see. Now, if I'm to be honest, I have no idea exactly where I'm going. Indoor maps are a pain in the backside, in my opinion.
You're going to die.
Let's see.
Well, at least one of you are.
You're right. It's probably
I take it you blew up.
And there is something I do want to point out on this one, because I'll probably end up pausing this
All the cool kids are doing
when
it.
I get through it and find it in Lord Vane's video, because Lord Vane put up a video during this episode as well. So there's some points where you can see how crafty they were at hiding, and I'm pretty sure it happened, if I remember right, there was 2 spots they managed to get around me, and it was around here and over by some boxes by an exit, if I remember right. I don't trust my memory, if you guys can tell. At least not with games that are inside maps.
I heard something, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think you did.
And then, if I'm not mistaken, that's K-Ray there.
What's wrong, Kels?
So, one thing I noticed is I always end up falling pretty far behind.
What do you mean, kinda?
So I do have an issue with that. A little psych out there. That actually worked fairly decent.
It's a sharp knife.
Hey, don't you touch your foot like that.
Let's see.
What, is it only for you?
But, alright, got K-Ray. Now, another issue I have with inside maps is I have a hard time keeping track of, especially as like survivors, killers not so much, but as survivors keeping track of where like the generators are and stuff, because in an outdoor map you can see the top of the light connected to the generator, and that'll be a good indicator that, hey, there's a generator here. Other than that, you don't really have a way to tell inside, because you're inside.
Eat something first, right?
Yeah, that's right.
But I've lost track of him around here again, I guess. And that's Lord Vane I'm following around right now. He,
Let me come see.
I think he bamboozled me.
I'm gonna go look. I didn't get to see it, damn it.
I'll be honest, I had no idea how to get there.
Hey, Kels. Hey, quit running. Come back here and heal her.
Okay, and another thing is when we're playing
Heal her.
all together like we were then, it's we like to goof around.
Heal her.
What you want to do if I don't?
Ain't got it.
Let's see, what do we have going on? And they lost me again. And another thing I noticed is like I waste a little bit too much time standing in one spot looking
I
around.
guess I'm gonna go get you, Kels.
I just need to keep on moving.
Why would you do that?
Ah,
I,
you were rubbing the air. You were like massaging the air above her.
I don't want to violate her privacy.
Anyways, like I've noticed there's sometimes like I can manage to do fairly well, other times I can't. And I think it's just a matter of getting, I guess best way to put it is being lucky and managing to find them sooner. The sooner you find them, I guess, the better chance you might have. Because if you can't spot them, then I mean, you can't really do a whole lot if you can't spot them right off the bat. And they're during the time where you're looking for them initially. That just means they're going to be leaving generators up to them for fixing. Oh,
Right to me. And now I'm stuck. Fine, don't be like that.
Hey, I could have gotten a cheap shot in, but wait, what? Who?
anyway, see there. That's another thing. We try to play somewhat fair. Like he couldn't get around me, and I didn't want him to just sit there and repair the generator, so I let him out. Like when it's just the three of us, or there's a few others that we play Dead by Daylight with, or at least we have, that I tend to. We all tend to try and make sure it's fair because it's not a full squad. We've very oh goodness. Good night. I can't speak, but we very rarely are ever playing with a full squad. And that being said, we're just trying to have fun. We're just playing some games. I mean, no need to take it all kinds of serious. It's something to have fun with. And like right here, I have K-Ray trapped.
Come back here. I want to play with my food.
Now, yes, I know I can be very goofy. And that being said, another thing I don't think I did as bad a job as the killer as I did with Survivor. Obviously, Survivor, it was 1, 2, 3, you're out. Now, there were several things that was said in this portion that will not be repeated because it was that inappropriate, I guess. But that's just how we are.
I'm going to put you on a hook for that.
And, let's see.
What? I was staring at the locker because of the scratches.
It's because I ran into something and ran back. Hey, rude. No need for that.
Well,
Okay. So that one was interesting to say the least. Now, if the killer had more of a perspective, more of a view, cone, I would have seen him come and been able to hit him, which is why it's made this way as a first person for the killer, because then it's more fair. Alright, K-Ray's bleeding out. And he think that's vein is exposed. Okay. Yeah, I just saw him, so it wasn't that I didn't see him at all on my screen. I just caught a glimpse of him, and I know he was there because he was exposed. So I just missed that. I didn't see his feet when I was playing. And I think that's one of the spots I was telling you guys about where he just completely got past me because of mine not being so observant. My own fault. So as the killer during this recording, I don't think I did too awful bad. It was, let's go ahead and skip through some of this here. Did I find somebody? Alright, some scratches. Who was this? Yeah, definitely I wasn't being so observant because if I'm looking back at it right, when I turned that corner, I think there was scratches going the other way, but I went the opposite way. Let me go back again. Because I walked up the hallway following the scratches. Yeah, they went the other way, so he got away from me that way there. So I need to pay more attention when I'm playing killer.
Get your game on.
That's for sure. Okay. Found some other scratches. Found a K-Ray. Now, let's see what we got going on. Another thing is I do get tunnel vision. Like, I will chase the same person over and over and over. Like, consistently. And it's easy for me to fall into getting baited. And I've done that quite a bit. Luckily, it doesn't look like I got baited too much in this one. That being said, it doesn't look like I was finding them at the end when it mattered. Let's see.
Your forehand.
Alright, I got vein on the hook right there. Means I caught him at some point back here, or I downed him. Oh, I was carrying him. Okay.
What are you gonna do, Kels?
Let's see what we
You
got.
gonna sit there and hide, or you're gonna help your?
And also, I'm not trying to be a complete jerk. I leave them time to get there, and I probably goof around a little too much when we were playing it this time around, because I think every time that I hook somebody, I think I just let them get them off the hook, which that's an error, my fault, my bad, because if I actually was wanting to win, I could have won just by standing there and letting one, well, die early on. I might end up destroying the pallets when I don't need to. Maybe I'm overanalyzing this, though.
Everything is
Let's see.
Like you're not moving at all? Oh God, now it's me.
Oh yeah, we froze up on that last part, and after that freeze, we were like, okay, we're done. But judging from what I could tell, it looked like I could use, as a killer, I could be more observant. As a survivor, I need to just be more observant and keep an eye around me. Thank you guys for the views. Like, comment, subscribe. If you got any advice for self-improvement on Dead by Daylight, let me know. I do plan on recording another video and having it out before too much longer. But like I said, I am I'm not the greatest survivor on this game. I'm way too loud for that. But I've gotten better, a little bit better. I don't run away like crazy anymore, and not as much. I still do sometimes, but not as much. But that being said, hope you guys have a good one. Stay safe, and